Hi, Jacob, Unisport Web TV, here today to take a look at this guy, the brand new Adidas Nitrocharge 1.0, which is the second generation of the boot made for the engine on the team, which is the player who tirelessly runs and tackles and chases the ball for the entire 90 minutes. And obviously the second generation is not a complete makeover from the first generation of the Nitrocharge. But then again, there have been some changes made. So let's pop the hood and take a bit of a closer look inside. Join me. Now, the concept behind the Nitrocharge is to give the player wearing them more energy throughout the match. And actually, Adidas spent 2 years identifying this new engine type of player, runs and tackles and kind of like drives the team forward throughout the match. And for that, well, you need energy. You need a lot of energy, but you also need protection, which is exactly what Adidas say the Nitrocharge will offer you. So the biggest change on the new Nitrocharge has to be on the energy sling, which is this iconic rubber band going across the top of the boot. And the concept behind the energy sling is to keep your foot locked down on the sole plate at all times. Simply because when your foot is not locked down on the sole plate, you risk that you might slip around in your boot when you twist and turn or accelerate, and thus waste a lot of energy, which is energy that you could have otherwise put into use later on in the match. So by actually keeping your foot locked on the sole plate, you get a more efficient power transfer from your foot to the sole plate and ultimately to the ground to preserve more of your energy that you can then use later on. And if we compare it to the older Nitrocharge, you can see that the energy sling has been made slightly wider, it's been moved a bit backwards, and it also runs more straight across the top of the boot than the older one did, simply to give you a more stable and comfortable lockdown. And basically, to put it into other words, this is a very high-tech way of wrapping tape around your football boot to keep your foot from sliding. On the other hand, something that hasn't changed that much, or hasn't changed at all, to be honest, is the Sprint Frame 2.0 sole plate with the energy pulse under the forefoot. And this technology is basically this yellow zigzag-like nylon bar that's made to make the outsole more stiff. Because when you have a stiffer outsole, you waste less energy and get a more efficient energy output when you accelerate than you would in a softer sole plate. Now, the upper on the Nitrocharge is made with primarily two materials: Hybrid Touch on the forefoot and a protective Kevlar mesh on the midfoot and the heel. And looking at the Hybrid Touch, we can see quite a few changes from the first generation of the Nitrocharge. One, there are no stitches to give you a more personal and seamless fit. And also, Adidas have made these pre-molded pods to give you a bit more protection around the big toe area. So all in all, you should get a more comfortable and protective ride to keep you focused on what you have to do as the engine. Run, tackle, intercept the ball and drive the team forward to win. At least that's the idea. So the new Nitrocharge has seen quite a few changes, but it's perhaps also more an expression of Adidas improving the current concept and technologies instead of just rewriting and reinventing the whole thing. And it's based on player feedback to give you a more comfortable and more efficient ride and basically make it a better football boot all in all. And if you're thinking about how does the Nitrocharge actually perform, well, luckily our review is not that far away, so stay tuned for that. But I'm also wondering, what do you think about the new Nitrocharge? Both when it comes to the looks, there are two colorways by the way, but also the improvements to the technology. As well as always, you should let me know in the comment section right down below. Because this was all I have for you for today, but we're back again later with more Unisport Web TV. I'll see you then. Cheers.